Hey guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Pew Time with Tony.
And Jackie. I didn't cut you off this week.
This week you did not. Thank God, I probably wouldn't be ready for it.
We'll get the coffee flowing. We'll be our normal chipper selves momentarily. But until then, you guys, you heard it last week. Smith & Wesson dropped something new, something exciting. They dropped it the morning after we dropped last week's episode. So here it is, the very anticipated new Smith & Wesson Equalizer Carry Comp, which is not as exciting as they made it sound. The Equalizer on their line is probably the second slowest moving semi next to the CSX.
They still make the CSX?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably the second slowest moving gun to the CSX. And they decided, we'll just make a carry comp version because that's what the people want. That's why they're not buying it.
I mean, I do like the Equalizer.
I think the Equalizer is set for a very specific person.
Yeah, I think that gun definitely still needs to be on the market. And I figure at that point, they're looking at it like it fits a very, like, they still make the J-frame, right? Like, that's kind of how you can classify, like, the need for having something like this. It's very easy to rack. It is a better gun than the
Easy 9.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely a good upgrade.
But still fills that same role.
Right.
So I can see that, and like you already make the shit, carry comp, everything else. Like, I suppose if, I guess all the newer grandmas are trying to be cool, like, why can't I have a compensator? Well, you know what? You can.
I suppose that's true.
So maybe that's what they're going for.
Potentially. But they like really hyped it up online. Get on the text codes you can find, be the first one to know what this new gun is. I
Yeah.
mean, they just really hyped it up.
It's not quite as egregious as when they did that with the lever action.
Oh yeah.
And you can just see their comments are absolutely littered. Like, they would be absolutely foolish to not, at the very least, do a reintroduction or just a limited run of a 59 series.
Yep. Every time they announce a new drop, that's like half of the comments in there are about bringing that series back.
Smith & Wesson also decided to just add a different SKU to a product line, which would also only make sense considering they already make a gun that comes with this optic. You can now get an M&P Metal 9 with the acro footprint for around $950.
Okay. Does it come in gray?
Actually, this is black, which is refreshing. I can't believe we're saying that. Everyone, black guns everywhere. Now it's just like, all right, can we stop at the metal? Get it, metal, gray, got it. We understand. We see the correlation.
SIG has released, bless you, two new versions of their 365. These are both on their Fuse line. The first one is their DH3, which is their Daniel Horn edition. So, of course, it's FDE colored. And the second is the 365 Fuse Comp. We're seeing a pattern here.
Yeah.
New versions of old things, put a comp on it, call it Carry Comp, call it Comp. And boom, you have a brand new item on your line. This is a 3.7-inch barrel with an integrated comp. The SIG's integrated expansion chamber. This has a 17, 21, and 21 round mag, so 3 mags total, optic ready, and estimated $1,000 retail.
Well, this one actually brings it closer to what you predicted. It feels like SIG's getting steps and steps closer to going, well, the 320 is still technically available because we have contracts with it. But our main squeeze is the 365.
Right, turning 365s into full-size guns to replace and eventually phase out the 320.
I mean, phasing out is going to be pretty hard with having all the contracts, especially like the military ones that they do. But you could.
But that's no, I mean, phasing it out for a civilian market.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
like eventually taking it off their website.
I think they've already done that. Well, yeah, I don't think you can. I don't know, there might be something about having it available
Hmm.
that I'm not sure.
But tucked away at the bottom of the website underneath all of
Sure.
these beautiful 365s that are coming out in full size.
I do I do I do like the 365 in a full size variant because it gives such a size. It's very interesting holding the 365 and going, wow, there's like full size gun capability, like capacity in here.
Hmm. Next up, Mossberg has dropped their special edition 590 Blixum.
Oh, okay.
It looks kind of cool.
Blickum.
There's like this camouflagey brush type finish on it.
Okay. All right. So it's like a, what do they have a name for it?
It's the 590 Blixum, Bliksem. Um, it's on their little Shockwave series,
It looks Rhodesian. Oh, it
but
is.
it doesn't have the same bird's head grip. It's kind of a little different. It looks, I don't know, they just reshaped it a little bit, and there's like a little pad on the back for the hand.
So the camouflage does have a name. I was just looking through your notes because I was going to say it looks very Rhodesian, camo like, and it is. It's Rhodesian brushstroke camouflage. Uh, and then what is this? Field Ethos Ministry of Defense Wolf logos engraved on the receiver. Well, that's nice.
Hmm. It's a special edition created in collaboration with Christian Craighead and his brand Ministry of Defense. It's a 12 gauge 5+1, so no different than any of the other Shockwaves on that front. 14.3-inch barrel, front bead sight, convenient clean out magazine tube. Are you familiar with that?
I'm assuming the end cap has a hole in it, would be my guess.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's got to be what it is.
I I've never seen that before.
Me either. It has an S-Tac 6 shotgun shell carrier card in Coyote Brown. We talked about the bird's head style grip shaped to provide a firm grip and help minimize felt recoil, which, like I said, it looks like it has like a little like a rubber pad or something at like the top where the palm of your hand would go to hold this thing.
Uh,
Corn cob style fore end with a leather strap with a Mossberg debossed logo. This MSRP is at $728.
okay. Interesting. They're still making like different variations of the Shockwave.
Right. There's got to be at least 24 versions of it now.
It's cool. I guess it's cool.
I will say if that like the different grip design and that pad helps out at all with the recoil, good on them and just change everything over.
So aside from it being a quote firearm, right?
Right.
If we weren't subject to having 18-inch barrels with a stock, I think these shorter barreled shotguns, like the 590 Shockwave and stuff, would be way more prevalent.
Hmm.
But because we want to have stupid laws,
Right. Not a shotgun,
right?
not a handgun.
All right. So the talk of the town, I think, this whole week for new firearm releases has to be Kimber, and they got to get better at releasing things. This was an okay release, but when all of the people that got this gun for a review are going, Kimber's new 2011, there's got to be another way to say that, because when I saw the video, if I didn't look at the date that it was released, I'd have been like, well, this is an old video,
Hmm.
because they just released
The 2K11.
the 2K11 not that long ago.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's old video, man. That's cool. But
So,
it's not. It is, in fact, a new version. It's very new. It's very different. And it's very, very, very
affordable.
it's over half the price of the 2K11.
Less than half the price.
Oh yeah, less than half the price. That'd be a good way to say it too.
And so generally when companies put out like a brand new platform like that, they'll come out with their base model first. And then they'll come out with the whippy dippy version after everyone sinks into the base model and be like, oh, now you can get it in this beautiful bronze and this finish and that finish and all these extra upgraded features. And they're like, oh shit, well, I just bought the base model. Now I have to upgrade and buy the other one. They gave you the upgraded version. They gave you the top tier version first. Then they came out with the base model version. It's been about a year
I guess it has been.
since they announced it. I mean, they weren't available right away, but they announced the original 2K11 close to a year ago.
Right.
So kind of odd that they did it a little bit backwards. This one has an anodized frame with Kimber finish rather than the DLC finish. Polymer grip with no magwell.
So more important about the frame, it's anodized, and it's aluminum.
Mm-hmm. And there is a 10-ounce difference between the 10-ounce aluminum. Excuse me, the aluminum subframe and the steel subframe. There's a 10-ounce difference.
Frame. It's just a frame. There's a grip in a frame. I don't know where the term subframe came from. Who's ever started it, stop using it. It's the frame. It's always been the frame and the grip. Anyway, yes. Polymer grip, no magwell. Interestingly enough, it uses a very traditional front and rear plain slab-sided Kimber slide with front and rear serrations. Bushing barrel. No bull barrel.
Mm-hmm. And a short GI style guide rod.
Yeah.
Rather than the one 2-piece.
Yep. Front night sight, C&H aluminum optic plate, which is different than the tag precision plates that the 2K11 uses.
Which is steel.
Yes. No memory bump, right?
No memory bump on the
Completely
back
smooth.
safety, right?
Yeah.
They did they went to like a traditional hammer style. Like the GI, it's not a GI spec where it's like a spur. It is skeletonized, but it's not. It's just a traditional rounded one instead of that like squared off,
Yeah. Okay.
odd shaped.
So they used as
2K11.
many traditional Kimber 1911 parts as they could on this gun
Right.
to cut the cost down, and cut the cost down they did. This thing is like you can find it online for sub 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is nuts.
Yeah. And as far as like performance goes, like it does have a polymer trigger shoe instead of the aluminum one. And it is about 1.5 pounds heavier of a trigger pull than the 2K11.
So like a 4-pound trigger.
Yeah. So things that it gives you room for upgrade, right? Down the road if you want to like change and polish and upgrade and have things refinished, but like entry level 2011, I mean we're under like the price category or in the arena of the price category of a Prodigy.
Oh, you're well below that. You're $300, $400 less than a Prodigy.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
in the price area of a Gersan
Right.
2311. Like that's now we're talking. So I will say I don't know if they're doing a good job at letting people know, or people aren't paying attention. They just see Kimber 2K11 Warrior, or I'm sorry,
DS Warrior.
DS Warrior, and they're like, holy shit, it's under $1,000. I gotta buy it. This is the only one that I haven't seen people losing their absolute minds that it's an aluminum frame. They did it with the Platypus. They did it with the new Staccatos when they released them in aluminum frames.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen shit about people going, it's aluminum frame. So either A, most people are unaware of the fact that it's aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
even though I think every reviewer I've seen out there has said it's aluminum, or they're just blinded to the fact that
It's a Kimber under 1,000.
yeah.
I mean, even their single stacks, they start at like $979 on their single stacks. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm interested to try it. It's going to be I think it's gonna feel like a light Rock Island,
Oh yeah, I could see that.
like a more refined Rock Island, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess. All right, so I got in text from someone, and all I can assume is Aero Precision is hurting because this looks like an internal email, and it is. I'll just read it for you guys. Uh, we are wanting to inform you of an important update regarding our company sponsored health insurance coverage. Effective February 19th, our medical insurance coverage with Cigna was canceled. The cancellation occurred because premium amounts due from Aero Precision were not remitted to Cigna, while all medical insurance deductions withheld from employees' paychecks were promptly deducted and submitted toward premium obligations. The employer funded portion of the premium was not paid. As a result, Cigna terminated the medical insurance policy. Please be advised of the following. All employees' paid medical deductions that were withheld from your pay have been forwarded to Cigna. No further medical insurance deductions will be taken from paychecks. Dental and vision insurance coverage remain active and unaffected. Payroll deductions for dental and vision coverage will continue as normal. We understand the seriousness of this matter and the disruption this may cause. Additional information regarding the next steps available options will be communicated as soon as becomes available. If you have immediate questions regarding claims or prior coverage, you may contact Cigna directly. For payroll deduction questions, please contact Human Resources. We appreciate your attention to this matter. Sincerely, Aero Precision.
So I do wonder how many employees that they have that unfortunately are out right now.
I, I mean, again, I think it's just leading to if you're primarily an AR company, specifically an AR company that you're living in the like middle to sub-middle realm, you need to do that on a coaster.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to open my water. My apologies.
They live in a, they're not a cheap one like PSA. So they're not like the uber cheap, and they're not factory backed like mid grade like we would with like a Ruger
Mm-hmm.
or a Smith. And then they're not like the high grade like Sons of Liberty, Radian, the big boys like that. So they live in a very interesting area, which we've seen a ton of other AR companies fold. Now they do make their little bolt action that they have now, but they're not. They haven't been doing well. The past few years, people have been struggling to get parts from them. So I wonder, are we seeing the end of Arrow?
Yeah. Well, it is not looking good, that's for sure.
Right.
What is looking good is a new proposed bill. Mike Lee of Utah introduced a coast to coast national constitutional carry act. It is backed by the GOA and the National Association for Gun Rights. A near identical bill was submitted. This was submitted to the Senate. A near identical bill was submitted to the House from Thomas Macy of Kentucky. So, and that one is also backed by the GOA and National Association for Gun Rights. So it's kind of exciting to see House, Senate, duplicate bills both being pushed through because obviously once one gets approved, it has to go to the other. So we're going to have them crossing over at some point. I'm very excited for where this goes. I mean, obviously, this is not the first time we've seen something like this talked about, um, but there's activity, so that's the exciting part.
Yeah. Finally, some good news.
Mm-hmm. More very great news. We are 8 days away from GunCon tickets going live,
Yeah.
March 18th.
You guys know
Mark it on your calendars.
it's one of our favorite shows to attend. This time it is going to be in Niles, Ohio, which is far enough away from where the hell were we last time?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Shithole.
It's southeast of Cleveland, but it's like it's close to where the range day was
Yeah,
that we went to when we went to the show in Cleveland.
correct.
So far from the city.
So the show is June 20th. You should definitely come out. Have a blast. Companies from he always has a bunch of really good companies. And this is the time if you're a fan like I am of watching YouTube as opposed to television, and you watch a lot of gun content and you have your favorite guys, this is the show to go to because this is the show that most of the people you watch are probably going to be here. And this is where they actually talk and they have the panels where you can talk and ask questions and they're actually happy to see you.
Yeah.
Like some of those include obviously John from the Gun Collective, Sean from We Like Shooting, Mr. Guns and Gear, Tactical Considerations, Adam Kraut from the Second Amendment Foundation, Jared from Guns and Gadgets, and then you got some of the big boys. You have Eric Pratt from Gun Owners of America, Travis White from FRAC, John Comerford from the NRA ILA, so their legal branch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that you can actually talk to and get information.
The nice thing about the panels, if you've never been to one or watched the live feed from GunCon on the panels, when like rows of chairs, you're sitting there, you go up to the microphone, you ask a question to the panels, and they answer your question live for everybody. Like it is, you can ask them anything. It's very, very good. It's a good time. And the big guys are up on the stage. We walk the floor and
Yes.
take selfies with you.
Yes. It's always a good time. It's still my favorite show of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, John sets it up really nice. I mean, the stuff to do, the stuff to see, there it's always a very good time. Like it is probably the most fun show. Like we always have so much fun at this show. We forget we're working
Yeah.
more often than not.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call it work. It's really just a few days hanging out with family and friends.
But we like getting content to you guys on new products, and there are a lot of companies that go there that intentionally hold their drops for GunCon. So lots of new products that come out at GunCon, and we do our best to get that to you, but sometimes we get swept away in the activities.
Yep. So in a few days, head over to guncon.net, grab your tickets.
March 18th.
Yes.
Do it.
March 18th. This week in shooting sports news, I put this in shooting sports because outdoor season is kind of kicked off. We didn't shoot this weekend. We had other stuff to attend to. The only thing I could find is a Facebook post. Maybe I got an email. It probably got lost somewhere from USPSA about the mandatory membership number requirement at sanctioned matches. The USPSA Board of Directors has adopted a new policy requiring all current USPSA and Steel Challenge Shooting Association members who compete in sanctioned matches to enter their valid membership number at the time of registration. This requirement applies to all sanctioned matches, including level 1, 2, 3, and 4 events.
So what does this mean for level 1? Because it's, I mean, you've always had to use your number for 2, 3, and 4, right? You have to be a
Correct.
right. So now it's only affecting the shenanigans at level 1s.
I wouldn't even call them shenanigans because I don't think they did a wide enough scope to understand what's going on, to me. So, yes, they're, I'm sure, salty people. Like, they, the activity fees get paid regardless.
Oh yeah, that's a given.
But what I don't see on the other end, it's interesting that they want, well, you have to have these numbers from the outside. Some people were questioning, like, you can tell they weren't looking into it
Hmm.
because it looks like, oh, they're requiring you to be a member to shoot the matches.
That is not the case.
That's not the case. They want you, that if you are a member, to be required to input your number. And this is to stop people because people were being uh, malicious with, oh, I didn't shoot that classifier good. Let me take my number out so it doesn't count.
Hmm.
Or, oh, I shot that classifier really good. I forgot, wink, wink, to put my number in.
Hmm.
Which, like, people like that, you guys are pussies. Shoot. If you shoot well, you earned it. If you shoot not well, you also earned it.
Right.
It's not that difficult. This is not life or death.
But a new rule had to be made for occasions like this, I believe, is why it was.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem I have with it. So, say for example, uh, me, when I broke my foot, but I was just getting good enough and well enough to go shoot matches, but wasn't fast enough yet. Like I still had the boot on.
Hmm.
Should that be okay to drag down, if I cared about my percentage for my classifier being dragged down because I couldn't do that particular classifier well? Like, say it wasn't a stand and shoot.
Yeah. No, I don't agree that it's right that they had to implement it. I know why they implemented
No, but
it.
I'm saying that's the oversight. I don't think
Yeah.
they're looking at it that way. They're just looking at it right away, getting defensive, going, you guys are trying to cheat. Like, no, that's not the case all the time.
Right.
And what are you going to do to the people that, like, you shoot under an alias because you have a sensitive job?
Hmm.
Like, it, I don't know. Coming up with too many rules. Let adults be adults. Also, on the flip side, adults should act like adults.
Agreed.
So that's the only shooting sports news I had this week. This week, though, we have another installment of the new segment, Tales from the Gun Counter.
So this was something that was anxiety on the range is a real thing.
Okay.
So it's, you
I
know,
mean, I get anxiety every time I go to a public range, but
yeah, your fear for your life because everyone else isn't being safe. So that's understandable. I'm talking about someone who's not a gun person. They decide they're going to get their concealed carry. They don't have a lot of experience behind the gun and they go to qualify and they get that like that test sweats. You know, you're taking a test and or you're doing a presentation in front of the class and you get like that anxiety because you're being watched and you need to perform and they get that anxiety. People pass out on the range qualifying all the time.
really?
Yeah. Uh,
I've never had that in one of my classes, thankfully.
yeah, I've seen it a handful of times, but it was always during a classifier. Um, you know, they get in the booth,
Qualifier, like qualifying for, like,
qualifying for
CPIC,
concealed carry. What did I say?
classifying.
Oh, yes, qualifying.
Okay.
Qualifying for your concealed carry, you know, it's a test. There's pressure. There's, you know, other people in class, you know, class of a dozen, you got 11 other people standing around waiting for you to finish shooting. Putting the pressure on and the anxiety kicks in and they just go over. Just eh. So it is a real thing. Um, it was brought to my attention because someone was telling me how, you know, their hands are getting really sweaty and they're afraid that, you know, when they're on the range, they get like, you know, like overheated on the range from the anxiety that they could pass out. And I told them, you know, you would not be the only person that's ever happened to. And they were shocked. They're like, people pass out on the range? Yes.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Anyone gotten hurt from passing out on the range?
No.
Kind of just do the slow motion fall kind of thing?
Yeah, the slow motion fall, you know, the RSOs usually are scattered throughout like every other booth, or one to every three booths, so they can kind of see everybody, and you see the person that's, taking longer to actually pull the trigger because they're just standing there holding the gun in their hand, staring down the barrel, don't have it in them to actually pull the trigger, and they just boop.
Huh. That only reminds me of way back in high school when I was in ROTC and we did the drill team. And they always preached to us, do not lock your legs.
Oh yeah.
Do not lock your legs standing at attention. Do not lock your legs. Do not lock your legs.
Yeah.
We had a few people lock their legs, and well, you're standing at attention, and then randomly you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a real thing.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, well, I guess we could tell you people that have that problem. What do you mean, you people? I mean, you people that are overly anxious for, I don't want to say no reason, because to you it's a reason. It's not that big of a deal.
You're not the only person.
Yeah, I feel like people have really lost, like, it's okay to suck at something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all right.
Right.
Everyone starts somewhere.
I would tell you that if that does apply to you, make sure that you are very clear with your instructor that it is a potential, so that someone is there to help you in the case that you fall to the ground with a loaded gun in your hand.
Or if you know you're that type of person, maybe you should actually acknowledge that and maybe take a private class or two to get a little bit more comfortable.
Before you have to do it in a class setting
Right.
when you're taking a test.
Right. All right. This week in our shooting, we did a couple things. I took my break. I did dry fire a couple days just because I felt like it. I didn't feel like taking it completely off. I did want to tell everyone was interested to know. Thank you guys for watching the video. I did the 4th installment to the training vlog where it was the WIT match breakdown. I talked about taking a break because I had a pain in my arm. I will confess, I figured out what the pain in my arm was, and it has nothing, absolutely zilch zero to deal with dry fire. I guess I can admit this. I'm man enough. So I got new tires on my car, and the place that I got it, their alignment machine was broken. So I had to make an appointment to go somewhere else. And they were like packed. Everyone was getting new tires. So I drove with an unaligned car for a little bit. And my steering wheel was like, wanted to be like cocked to the left the whole time. And most of you know I do a lot of driving, like generally hours at a time. I took a day and a half off of driving. And then I got back in my car and I started driving. And I was like, oh, what a weird pain in my arm. Right where it was hurting before. So I am like 95% sure it's from having to like hold the wheel up, like keeping that part of my arm flexed for hours at a time, not realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with shooting.
That's really funny.
It is so embarrassing. So that happened. I
And you're getting your
fixed it.
alignment today?
I am getting the alignment today. So that'll be fixed. That's nice. I won't have any of that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Little dry fire because I wanted to. I'm very excited about getting up and practicing a little more. I have kind of reestablished the training and the goals for going up to Northern Illinois, which will be coming up at the end of May. We got to mess with hands-on, finally, the new Olight, the PLX. I didn't think we'd ever mess with an Olight.
Mm-hmm.
I've never bought an Olight product. And I'll be straight up with you guys. I didn't buy this one either. They actually sent it to us. I do have an Olight, an older one, that was on a used gun when I bought it, and was not a fan of it. But I will say this new one, not only does the construction feel better, like it actually feels
Solid.
more quality.
Mm-hmm.
The switches are good. They feel good. They seem a little easy to hit, I'll be honest, right off the first grip, because it's turned on twice in my bag. Uh, it's bright as shit. I'll give it that.
I think the multiple modes is what won me over.
Yeah, so they do have like it's the dual beam version, so they have low and high, but they also have flood and spot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. We're gonna do a test and review on it and see. It'll kind of just be an initial review because it'll be a while before we can actually put enough rounds on it to see like, hey, does it actually stand up?
Mm-hmm.
And then also in our weekend shooting, I fixed my Mark 7.
Yay! You fixed me?
Yes. For those of you that are new to the podcast, Jackie usually in the past has done all the reloading. Apparently, she's forgotten her job and she got the nickname Mark 7. We actually don't use a Mark 7. We actually use Frankfurt Arsenal. We
They're
use an
X10.
Yeah. Which I finally got. So Jackie's really good at loading. Jackie's not very good at all about setting up a reloader.
It's so I set up the 550 with you the first time.
Kinda.
And then I can make adjustments because it's so incredibly simple.
You can't.
I've made adjustments when we were doing like my major loads and I had to adjust my overall, my powder charge. Like I can adjust all of those things. I don't know where the problem was that we ran into on one of the 10 stations in the X10, but it was so infuriating that everything I adjusted seemed to affect something else and I
Yes.
couldn't figure out the problem. And then I blinked and every station had been adjusted. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? So Tony had to come in and basically do a factory reset on it and start from scratch and readjust everything from station 1 to station 10. And now
So the only thing I can think of is the problem is somewhere between the right of your left ear and the left of your right
you're hilarious.
ear. For those of you that are a little slower, that's her brain. That's her. She's the problem.
You just said that they had the same problem I had
Yes,
in the brain.
in the brain.
Anyways, it is all set up. We ran the hundo. We did a plunk test in the Shadow 2, which is our most sensitive chamber. Did a powder check on everything. Everything is good and dropping consistently. And overall is good.
Yeah, loaded
Everything.
400 rounds last night.
We ran 10 through test fire to test accuracy on our crimp.
It works. It didn't blow up.
It didn't blow up. We did have a bag full of, and I quote, it's written on the bag, maybe good, maybe shit.
Yeah.
On a bag of ammo.
Guess what the first round was? Shit.
It was a squib. Hilariously, we have a squib rod in our range bag. Unfortunately, the gun that we were attempting to zero was not a handgun. Therefore, squib rod too short and end of range day. So we'll be adding a longer squib rod to our range bag for the PCC. The bag said, maybe good, maybe shit. That's the warning label.
Warning label.
Yep.
Okay. On to questions. So, got a handful of questions. Thank you guys. Again, we put the questions out every week on the stories for the Facebook and Instagrams.
You sound so old. The Facebooks and Instagrams.
I should actually check the Facebook one. I forgot to check it.
So one of the questions I had came through is actually a topic to discuss. Should See-through walls be outlawed for classifiers. You can index much faster if walls like this are used.
Interesting. What do you think?
It's a very good question. I think that the whole point of a classifier is to be exactly the same. You guys, you're all out there with little tape measures, and everything has to be exact dimensions for a classifier. Why would the walls be allowed to be different? Um, like in this case, the example, you can index much faster if walls like this are used. So we're talking about like the mesh walls,
Uh-huh.
where you can see, get your gun up, and actually be on the target the moment you pass through that 1 by 2 inch stick holding up the wall. So I could see that, competitive equity and all that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to have them exactly the same if the whole point is to have them exactly the same. What are your thoughts? Because you seem super conflicted right now.
Like I get it. We want to make sure every club can do it, and I guess on the timer I'd be interested to see how big of an advantage it is. Now, obviously, getting more data inset sooner could be an advantage for sure. Uh, I could see the advantage. I wonder how you would implement it to where it cannot be a see-through wall. And I get it for classifiers, but I'm such a proponent of having see-through walls on some of the bigger matches because it just makes it a little safer because you can see downrange.
And I mean, and that is one thing, right? On a big stage, having see-through walls, it's not hurting anything because you're not
Right.
shooting a score on that big stage against someone in another state shooting that exact same stage for a score competing for a percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I definitely see it as, you can look and start aiming sooner than the other person. On the flip side, if you start aiming too soon, you slow down too soon. Ask me how I know. But I could see how it would be an advantage. That's interesting. I wonder if that's ever been brought up. If you guys know if that's ever been brought up to USPSA, shoot us an email, pewtimepodcast@gmail.com. Uh, I'd be interested to know if that's ever been brought up. I didn't see anything brought up on it. Uh, so, I mean, yeah, I guess I could see it on classifiers. I mean, they specify everything else.
Right.
Why not specify, like, cannot be see through walls?
Right.
But
Yeah.
then they're going to talk about, like, what's your level of see through? Like, snow fence, very see through. But then you have other guys that have uh, corrugated walls built that they may or may not have been shot up a lot. Technically now see through.
Yeah, but as you're going from, past that wall, you're seeing glimmers through holes. Like,
Yeah, that's still more data, right? Like I guess that's where do you draw the line?
that's true.
Now I guess we could be very specific with it being like classifiers. Like for example, one that always gets brought up to me for specialty stuff is mini mart. Because you have to have like an abnormally large bar type table. Most places don't have that.
Hmm.
So I guess for classifiers, if having some way even to block off your stages, your walls that are see through. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that being something that would drive
I mean, it would be as simple as saying, cannot be with snow,
snow
the
fence.
snow fence cannot be mesh wall.
Well, I get that, but now you're just putting a little more uh, on the club to have something special if it's not something they already have. That's all. Now, I would tell you guys, like,
And
if
not all
that's the case,
classifiers have walls. So if you want to hold a classifier that has walls,
most of them do, though. I mean, I would say 95% of them do. But an easy solution, if you do that, uh, just get some targets and paint them black and tape them together.
yep.
It's a real easy fix, but I could see this, I guess, becoming
A policy.
policy or a rule.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually never thought about it until we got sent this. I was like, huh, I suppose so.
Yeah, that was a very, very good question. Thank you very much for submitting that.
The next question: thoughts on the new Kimber 2011? I'm assuming you're talking about the double stack warrior,
Hmm.
which we kind of already covered. I think it's a good move. It's a great move for Kimber for sure.
Hmm.
Uh, this is going to really affect. Um, I think the market of new 2011s or double stack 1911s coming out, because if it's anything like the 2K11, which has, uh, for all intents and purposes, been a phenomenal release for them. There have been a few issues from people, but a majority, not like the Prodigy, but as a majority, the gun has been well received. And now you offer a legitimate and transparent, minus the aluminum frame, even though they are very transparent about it. I think people are overlooking the fact and showing where we're cutting corners and being like, hey, here's a way for you to test the waters and not break the bank. Because if you want to put it in like simple terms, if you can find these for $900, that means you're an optic edition away from a 2011 when you buy a Glock.
Right.
If you bought a Glock with an optic, you could have bought a 2011 sans no optic, right?
Hmm.
But you could have at least got one.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're talking about now. Like, that's the price point we're at.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And from what you see, you can tell I've done sales my whole life, because that's how I would tell that to someone. Like, yeah, you can get a Glock 17. Or I'm sorry, yeah, they call it a 17 now, right? We're back to
Yeah, we're
7.
back to 17.
Okay. A 17 with like a Holosun 508T, or you can get a 2011.
2011 is gonna be a better sell, I think, than a lot of plastic guns. If someone says, 1,000 is my like price point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cheapest I saw was like 875 or something.
Hmm.
So for a hair over. So the Kimber DS Warrior and a Gideon Omega, and skipping out on your favorite bougie latte, you could have her a 2011 with an optic.
Fantastic.
And if you wanted to save even more money on that Gideon, you could use code LNL10, 10% off, and free shipping. So the money that you saved on shipping, you can still get your bougie latte.
Nice.
I have completely saved your world.
Oh, thank you. Everyone bow before him.
I'm interested to try the Kimber. How about you?
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. They also, I know you don't care and you're gonna roll your eyes as soon as I say it. It comes in 10 millimeter also.
Yeah, fucking wait a minute. Oh, so we should have pointed that out. The uh
And 45.
the 10 mil and 45 actually come in steel frame, not aluminum. The 9 is aluminum,
Yeah, the 9 is aluminum and it comes in sub 1,000. I know that the 10 and 45 are over 1,000.
which would make sense
Hmm.
being
Steel
steel.
frame, right?
So I don't want to be the one to say it, although now I have to see if we can get one from Kimber. We need to get the 10 mil, because if it's built like a traditional double stack 1911, they're all built off 45 frames, which means I could get a steel frame version and then put a 9 upper on it.
There you go. That's using your noodle.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Anyway, next question. Speaking of optics, new to handgun optics, how do you go about finding the right dot size for you? Hopefully you have friends and you can look through their dots.
Mm-hmm. Some ranges offer them on their rentals. Some ranges will have like a red dot display, so you can like hold it out in front of you and see how much space it covers.
Yeah. I would say the best way that I think of right now to go try some out is go to your local gun store that carries hollows. And usually, if they're a gun store that's worth a shit, they'll actually have optics that are on display. Look for the 507 competition or the comp. Ask them to see that one because this one, at the very least, gives you the option of seeing multiple different types of red dot. I'm not saying necessarily the quality of like the glass and stuff, it may not agree with you, but you can at least see, do your eyes like smaller 2 MOA dots? Do they like a larger 8 MOA? Do you like a dot in a ring? Unfortunately, it all boils down to like actually getting trigger time with it, whether or not you do like it or not. But I think that dot going into a store to look at is really the only way to kind of have the combo platter appetizer to try out different dot sizes with your eye, which is kind of important because there's a lot that goes into whether or not the dot looks good to you. Like, I did a test with a couple friends because everyone, you either like big or small dots, and I always trend to doing a smaller dot. I'm not a big dot fan because the small dots look big to me. So I finally did this with a couple friends where we stood at the same yardage, had the same target, and I gave them a to scale target. I said, do me a favor, aim at the A zone on that target, the letter A, and draw what the dot looks like to you. And then I'll do the same. So we did it at 10 yards. Took a 2 MOA dot. And they just see a small little ballpoint pen on the letter A. I took the same dot, same distance, and it covers, I would say, 3 times the amount of what theirs does. Same dot MOA, but my eyes, whether it be due to astigmatisms or some other type of tism, not sure, but it just makes it seem very blurry. No matter what dot, I don't see any dot clear ever. Never have. The clearest ones I've ever seen, oddly enough, are Sig dots or like Seymour's. They seem to be the most crisp. And it depends on like lens coatings and all this other stuff. There's a lot that goes into it, but it also depends on you. This is why I trend with smaller dots. Like I've tried using an 8 MOA dot, and it covers like the whole head box at 25 yards for me. Like I can't see the head box. So if I had to take head box shots at 25 yards, it's guessing at that point. Like it's about there.
Roughly.
Right.
Give or take one or two heads.
Right. So that's that would be my
Advice.
my advice to you.
Very good. Very good advice. Yeah. Same thing with the ring to dot preference. It's just I thought I wanted a ring dot until I was actually shooting it for a while.
You fought me all the time.
I did. And then I turned the ring off and just shot with the dot. So much faster.
Now I do see, if we're talking, I mean they specifically say pistol here. On a rifle I do see the advantages or added benefits, I should say, of a ring dot. Because now you're talking, you have markers for change up in distances with a larger height over bore and much dramatic distance changes, or much more dramatic. But yeah, I would say that's probably the best way. Go check out a 507 comp, cycle through the dots, at least get an idea of what looks good.
Another one is going to be red versus green versus gold.
Oh, yeah, well.
I preferences. I cannot see any clear picture at all on a green 507 comp.
I think it's just the dot though, because
it looks like a lightning bolt to me. Like what is supposed to be just a dot in the middle looks like a lightning bolt. I can't. Oh, sorry, cat incoming. I cannot make out what the center of this squiggly line is. But on a red 507 comp, perfect, clear, crisp. But
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with any other green optic.
I think it's the emitter on the 507. I think it's too big. Something with the emitter and like the size of it and how the light gets to it. Because to me, I see a lot of reflections on 507 comps.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot going on inside the window. It's not very clear. I think that might be part of the problem. Because you didn't have that problem on your little guy.
Yeah.
The K.
Yeah, the 507K, yeah, it was the 507K
Yeah.
in green. No problems at all. Very crisp green. And for the 507 comp in red,
Yeah.
completely clear, clean and clear. So, color preference, dot size preference, with or without a ring. You may not like any of those. You may prefer the chevron.
You won't.
But there are options. Lots and lots and lots of options. And it's less likely that you're going to find a chevron out in the wild to trial out. So only go that route if dots definitely don't work for you in any size or color.
Right. That is, yeah, no one does the chevron. Don't do it. Just do the dot. Dot and circle. That's it. All right, guys, that's the show. We'll see you guys next week. Rate, review the podcast, all that other stuff. Am I missing anything?
Subscribe because all of your YouTube videos get dropped on Thursdays.
Yeah. New podcast every Tuesday. New YouTube video every Thursday. Yeah, I think that's it.
Mark your calendars for March 18th for GunCon. Woot woot!
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys in Ohio or on the range.
Bye!